A mighty river doesn't conquer stone with rage. It wins through patience. It triumphs with persistence. It shapes mountains drop by drop, with sweat, time, and silent power. This is how success is truly forged, not in loud victories, but in quiet refusal to give up. As Napoleon Hill once said, patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. And he didn't just preach it, he lived it. Rising from poverty, Hill carved his legacy not through shortcuts, but through the long, grinding road of effort. His story is proof. Greatness isn't born, it's built. Not by the lucky, but by those who stay in the fight long after the noise fades. But let's be honest, how often do we give up too soon? How often do we expect instant success and walk away when things get hard, messy, or slow? In a world obsessed with speed, we forget that rivers take years to shape valleys, and dreams take time to shape reality. The truth? Most people don't fail because they're not talented. They fail because they stop trying. They abandon their dreams at the edge of breakthrough because they couldn't endure one more hour, one more attempt, one more drop of sweat. So ask yourself, what if everything you've ever wanted is just one more patient, persistent, and sweaty step away? Too often, we wait for the perfect moment of motivation to strike, like a lightning bolt that never comes, eroding our persistence before we even begin. This myth traps us in a cycle of impatience, where we expect quick wins and abandon ship when progress crawls. Picture the athlete who skips their training session because they don't feel like it, watching their skills stagnate while others surge ahead through sheer determination. Persistence isn't about feeling inspired. It's about showing up every day, creating momentum from small, consistent actions that build over time. Without it, impatience takes over, turning potential into regret. Then there's the failure to decide, that nagging hesitation born from fearing the long road ahead, which starves us of the persistence needed to commit. We all have ideas that sparkle in our minds, but uncertainty keeps us from acting, preventing the perspiration that turns thoughts into reality. Take Thomas Edison, who faced over 1,000 failures before inventing the light bulb. His decisive persistence transformed defeat into triumph. Hill taught that definite decisions are the bedrock of success, yet indecisiveness leaves us adrift, missing opportunities for growth. Fear and uncertainty compound this paralysis, amplifying impatience and dimming the light of persistence before it can ignite. Impatience demands instant perfection, while a lack of persistence lets anxiety win, and without perspiration, hard work feels insurmountable. Hill's own early career was riddled with failures, but he pushed through, using each setback as a lesson rather than a dead end. These barriers keep us from the unbeatable combination, trapping us in a cycle of what ifs and could have beens. But here's the turning point. The solution lies in immediate action, where perspiration sparks the flame, persistence fans it, and patience steadies the burn. Taking that first step, even if it's imperfect, breaks the chains of inaction and sets off a powerful feedback loop. Consider the entrepreneur who dives in despite doubts. Each small action chips away at impatience, building endurance and results. Action isn't about waiting for perfection. It's about starting now, letting perspiration generate progress, persistence maintain it, and patience refine the path. Building decisiveness means cultivating patience to make firm choices without delay, countering impulsivity and fostering long-term commitment. Hill's teachings encourage visualizing outcomes, like picturing the finished book you're writing, one page at a time. To write that book, decide to pen just one page daily. This decisiveness demands perspiration to execute and persistence to continue through challenges. Practicing the first step is where real change begins. Start with something simple, like a 5-minute exercise toward your goal. That initial effort embodies perspiration, while patience handles any setbacks and persistence builds from there. Pause for a moment and jot down one small action you can take today. It's that easy to ignite the process. Overcoming hesitation and fear requires facing them head on, using perspiration to build confidence, persistence to push through, and patience to endure. Hill knew that fear melts away faster through action than through endless contemplation. Think of the public speaker who conquers stage fright by practicing daily, their perspiration turning nerves into strength and persistence turning practice into mastery. Each step forward diminishes fear, proving that action is the antidote to hesitation. Learning through failure is another key. With patience, you reflect and grow. Persistence drives you to try again, and perspiration provides the real-world experience. Hill's interviews with successful people revealed that failure wasn't the end, it was the forge where the unbeatable combination was tempered. Every setback becomes a stepping stone, teaching us that true growth comes from embracing the process. Cultivating self-discipline is the glue that binds patience, persistence, and perspiration, turning them into unbreakable habits. Discipline isn't about fleeting motivation. It's about consistently applying these elements to your daily life. Patience helps you endure routines, persistence keeps you committed, and perspiration delivers the effort that leads to results. Hill's concept of a definite purpose shows that disciplined action creates habits that withstand any storm. Start by building positive habits, like setting a daily routine for focused work, such as waking up early to tackle your goals. Begin with one small habit, like exercising for just 10 minutes. That's perspiration in action, persistence in repetition, and patience in gradual improvement. Track your progress to maintain momentum, turning discipline into your greatest ally. Over time, these habits compound, making success not a matter of chance, but of consistent effort. Developing a clear vision and goals is where patience, persistence, and perspiration truly shine, acting as the compass for your journey. Goals provide the motivation to keep going. Patience gives you the endurance to pursue them. Persistence ensures follow through, and perspiration delivers the hard work. Hill warned that vague goals lead to inaction, while specific ones harness this trio for powerful results. For instance, instead of saying, I want to get fit, set a goal like lose 10 pounds in 3 months. This clarity fuels your unbeatable combination. To make it work, break goals into actionable steps. First, define what you want. Second, outline weekly tasks. Third, apply patience, persistence, and perspiration to overcome obstacles. Finally, review your progress regularly, adjusting as needed to stay on course. This process transforms abstract dreams into tangible achievements, one step at a time. Remember, it's not about grand gestures. It's about the daily application of these elements to inch closer to your vision. As you build this framework, you'll find that motivation follows action, not the other way around. In the end, we return to Hill's profound wisdom. Patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. Just as the river eventually shapes the landscape, your efforts will carve out a path to your dreams. Hill's life is a testament to this. From his humble beginnings to his lasting legacy, he showed that anyone can succeed with this trio. Now, it's your turn. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it's already here. Choose a goal that resonates with your heart. Commit to it with unwavering persistence. Pour in the perspiration through consistent effort, and embrace patience for the journey ahead. Let go of the fears that have held you back, and step into the power of action. Imagine waking up tomorrow with the knowledge that you've started something meaningful, feeling the rush of progress from your first small step. This is how lives are changed, how successes are born, from the quiet strength of patience. the unyielding force of persistence, and the sweat of real work. You're not alone in this. Millions before you have walked this path and emerged victorious. So, what small action will you take today to unlock your own unbeatable combination? Perhaps it's making that phone call, writing that first paragraph, or simply planning your day with intention. Whatever it is, let it be the beginning of your transformation. As you move forward, remember that every great achievement started with a single, determined step. Embrace the process, celebrate the small wins, and watch as patience, persistence, and perspiration weave their magic in your life. You're capable of more than you know, and with this combination, success is not just possible, it's inevitable. So, go forth with courage, and let your story become one of triumph. Patience, as Napoleon Hill taught, is the quiet force that allows us to weather storms without losing our course. It's not about passive waiting, but about enduring challenges with a steady heart. Persistence, on the other hand, is the relentless drive that keeps us moving forward, no matter how tough the road gets. It's the unwavering commitment that turns dreams into reality through repeated effort. And perspiration, oh, that's the sweat equity. The hard work that proves our dedication in tangible ways. Together, these three form an unbreakable trio, as Hill discovered through his own battles with poverty and failure. Imagine Hill as a young man, facing rejection after rejection, yet holding on with unyielding persistence. He didn't give up because he understood that impatience would only lead to more defeat. Instead, he sweated through interviews and writings, patiently building his knowledge. This combination propelled him to success, showing us that it's available to anyone willing to embrace it. Now, let's address why so many of us hesitate to take action in our own lives. Often, we wait for the perfect moment of motivation, thinking it will magically appear. But that's a trap, born from a lack of persistence that lets impatience take over. Like the athlete who skips practice because they don't feel inspired, we stall our progress. True persistence means starting anyway, even when the energy isn't there. It creates momentum, turning small actions into a powerful force. Indecisiveness is another barrier, fueled by fear and a shortage of patience. We have ideas, but we hesitate, worried about failure, which kills our persistence before it begins. Think of Thomas Edison, who faced over 1,000 failures with the light bulb. His decisiveness, backed by persistence and perspiration, turned those setbacks into breakthroughs. Fear and uncertainty erode our foundation, making impatience amplify every doubt. Without persistence, we let anxiety win, avoiding the perspiration that could build our confidence. Hill himself battled these fears early in his career, but he pushed through with disciplined effort. The solution lies in immediate action, where we ignite the spark of perspiration right away. Taking that first step, even if it's imperfect, builds persistence over time. Patience then steps in, allowing us to refine our efforts without frustration. Consider the entrepreneur who launches a business despite uncertainties. Each action reduces impatience and fosters endurance. This creates a feedback loop. Perspiration generates results, persistence maintains it, and patience smooths the path. Building decisiveness starts with patience, helping us make firm choices without rushing. Hill's teachings encourage visualizing outcomes to commit fully. For example, if your goal is to write a book, decide to write one page daily. That requires perspiration to execute, persistence to continue, and patience for the process. Now, practice the first step by acting on a simple task today. Maybe it's a 5-minute exercise toward your goal, embracing perspiration as the starting point. Remember, patience will handle any setbacks, and persistence will keep you going. Pause for a moment and jot down one small action you can take right now. Overcoming hesitation and fear is next on this journey. Action is the antidote, using perspiration to build confidence through real effort. Persistence pushes us past the initial terror, while patience gives us time to grow. Take the public speaker who overcomes stage fright by practicing daily. Each session of perspiration chips away at fear, with persistence ensuring they don't stop. Learning through failure becomes a teacher when we apply these elements. Patience allows reflection. Persistence drives new attempts, and perspiration provides the experience. Hill's stories of successful people show how setbacks were stepping stones. Cultivating self-discipline is the glue that binds it all together. Discipline isn't about fleeting motivation. It's about consistently applying patience, persistence, and perspiration. For instance, enduring routines with patience, committing daily with persistence, and putting in the effort with perspiration. Hill's definite purpose reminds us that disciplined action creates unbreakable habits. Start by forming one positive habit, like exercising for 10 minutes each morning. Perspire through the discomfort, persist despite challenges, and practice patience for gradual improvement. Track your progress to sustain that momentum. Developing clear vision and goals ties everything together. Goals act as a compass, with patience providing endurance, persistence ensuring follow through, and perspiration delivering the work. Vague goals lead to inaction, but specific ones, like losing 10 pounds in 3 months, harness this trio. Define SMART goals and break them into steps. Set the goal, plan weekly tasks, apply the elements to overcome obstacles, and review progress. For example, if your goal is career advancement, start with daily skill building sessions. In conclusion, remember that motivation follows action, and success comes from this unbeatable combination. As Hill said, patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. So, take that one small step today, choose a goal, commit with persistence, put in the perspiration, and practice patience along the way. Your greatest achievements are waiting, just one patient, persistent, and sweaty step away. Embrace this trio and watch as it transforms your life. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start now and unlock your potential. Remember, success isn't reserved for the talented few, it's for those who persist, endure, and work hard. Let Hill's wisdom guide you, turning every challenge into a victory. What will your first action be? Let me share a brief anecdote from Napoleon Hill's life to illustrate this profound truth. Hill grew up in poverty, facing countless setbacks, but through patient endurance, he persisted in his writing and interviews, sweating through years of hard work. His journey shows that success isn't reserved for the talented few. It's for anyone who embraces this unbeatable trio. Now, let's address the problem many face: procrastination and hesitation that stem from a lack of these elements. Imagine someone starting a new business, full of ideas, but giving up at the first obstacle due to impatience. Without persistence, that initial spark fizzles out quickly. And without perspiration, the effort never materializes into real progress. These symptoms are common, but they don't have to define your story. The need for change is urgent. What if your dreams are waiting just beyond that first patient, persistent step? True success demands action, not just wishes. Patience gives you the strength to wait through delays without frustration. Persistence keeps you moving forward, no matter the hurdles. Perspiration is the sweat equity that turns vision into reality. Together, they form a powerful force against inaction. So, why aren't you taking action right now? Often, it's because we're waiting for the perfect moment of motivation. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind. This waiting game breeds impatience, leading us to abandon goals when results don't appear instantly. Think of an athlete who skips training sessions because they don't feel like it. Without persistence, their skills stagnate. and progress halts. The myth is that motivation must lead action, but in reality, action creates motivation. Small, consistent efforts build momentum, even on low energy days. Failure to decide is another barrier, rooted in impatience and fear of commitment. You might have brilliant ideas, like starting a project, but hesitation kicks in. This undermines persistence, as you never give yourself the chance to push through. Perspiration suffers because without a decision, no work gets done. Look at Thomas Edison, who made over 1,000 attempts to invent the light bulb. His decisive persistence turned failures into breakthroughs. Fear and uncertainty amplify these issues, eroding the foundation of patience, persistence, and perspiration. Impatience makes fear overwhelming, demanding instant success where none exists. A lack of persistence lets uncertainty win, causing you to retreat at the first sign of trouble. And without perspiration, you avoid the hard work that could build confidence. Hill himself faced this in his early career, enduring rejections and financial struggles. Yet, he pushed through, teaching us that these fears lead to defeat only if we let them. The solution lies in immediate action, which ignites the power of patience, persistence, and perspiration. Taking that first step, even if imperfect, starts the engine of effort. For instance, an entrepreneur who launches a business despite doubts begins to build persistence through daily tasks. Patience allows them to weather the initial storms, while perspiration delivers tangible results. This creates a feedback loop. Action leads to more action, reducing impatience over time. Building decisiveness is key. Patience helps you make firm choices without rushing. Draw from Hill's teachings. Visualize your outcomes to commit fully. Take writing a book as an example. Decide to write one page daily. This requires perspiration to execute, persistence to continue, and patience for the process. Practicing that first step is crucial. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start with something simple, like a 5-minute exercise toward your goal. Let perspiration be your guide. Put in the effort now. Patience will handle any setbacks, and persistence will keep you going. Pause for a moment and jot down one small action you can take today. Overcoming hesitation and fear is the next vital step. Action is the antidote. It leverages perspiration to build confidence through real experience. Persistence pushes you past the nerves, and patience gives you time to grow. Consider a public speaker overcoming stage fright by practicing daily. Each session of perspiration chips away at the fear, with persistence ensuring they don't quit. Learning through failure is essential. Patience allows reflection. Persistence demands retries, and perspiration provides the lessons. Hill's interviews with successful people revealed that failures were stepping stones, not endpoints. Embrace setbacks as teachers in your journey. Cultivating self-discipline is what binds it all together. Discipline isn't about fleeting motivation. It's about consistently applying patience, persistence, and perspiration. For example, patience endures the routine, persistence maintains the commitment, and perspiration fuels the daily effort. Hill's concept of a definite purpose shows how discipline creates unbreakable habits. Start by building positive habits that embody these elements. Set a daily routine, like waking up early for focused work. That's perspiration in action. Persist through challenges, and practice patience for gradual improvement. Track your progress to sustain momentum and see how these habits compound over time. Developing a clear vision and goals is the final piece of the puzzle. Goals act as your compass, with patience providing endurance, persistence ensuring follow through, and perspiration delivering the effort. Vague goals lead to inaction, as Hill taught, but specific ones harness this trio. For instance, set a goal like lose 10 pounds in 3 months and break it down. Define SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Then, apply patience for long-term planning, persistence for daily execution, and perspiration for the work involved. Outline a process. First, set your goal. Second, break it into weekly tasks. Third, use the three elements to overcome obstacles. And fourth, review progress regularly. In conclusion, remember that motivation follows action, and success comes from the unbeatable combination of patience, persistence, and perspiration. As Napoleon Hill said, these elements are within your reach. Think back to his story, from hardship to triumph, all through this powerful trio. It's a metaphor for your own life. Every great achievement starts with one step. So, I urge you to begin today. Choose a goal, commit to it with persistence, put in the perspiration, and practice patience along the way. Don't let another day slip by in hesitation. What one step will you take right now to unlock your unbeatable combination for success? Remember, your success story is waiting. Just start.